Welcome to Reckless Paradise, everyone. I'm your host, Marissa, and I'm here with my co-host, Dystro. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Happy Sunday already. Oh my god.
Yeah,
We're already 12 days into the month. Oh, I swear I say this every time we record, but time is literally flying by.
yeah,
Oh
you could
man.
say that again.
Well, I hope everybody had a pretty good weekend. I had a okay weekend, just, a little bit of rain here and there, but what can you do?
And I worked this weekend, so yay me.
at Jimmy Jones.
Jimmy Jones, yeah.
So let's get into tonight's episode. So tonight we're doing another debate hour episode. Tonight it is Dean Ambrose versus John Moxley, the two faces of who we all know as Jonathan Good. Now, man, this guy is an animal. He is literally insane.
Yeah, he's been all over the spectrum like tonight.
Oh yeah. He went under the name Dean Ambrose, John Moxley. Like basically, that's what we're doing tonight between Dean Ambrose and John Moxley. Those two gimmicks in particular. Now, this is going to be tough because I love both of these gimmicks or faces, whatever we want to call them. Uh, I've grown up watching Dean Ambrose though more than I was with John Moxley, but who knows? So what we're gonna do, basically talk about each face of Jonathan Good, and then at the end, we'll come up with our decision on who we choose over the other. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's start with Dean Ambrose now. If y'all watched WWE from like 2012 to like 2017, 2018, you should know who Dean Ambrose is. He was a member of The Shield, which was Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. Which he ended up winning the U.S. title while he was in The Shield at the time. He's a one-time United States champ in WWE. Now, again, Dean Ambrose was the only name that he used for WWE. Like, he didn't use like a different name. Like some of these wrestlers are changing their name in WWE. Like Matt Riddle is no longer Matt Riddle; it's just Riddle.
Hmm.
And then Walter went to Gunther.
Gunther, yeah.
Gunther, yeah. But yeah, Dean Ambrose stuck with Dean Ambrose in WWE during his time there. So yeah, he was a one-time U.S. champ. The Shield disbanded in June of 2014. Let's see. He was also one-time WWE champ. This was in like 2016. He also won the Money in the Bank that year, cashed it in the same night, and won the championship. That is fucking amazing. I don't know about y'all, but
And then we had the amazing Shield Triple Threat at Battleground.
oh yeah. Wait, which one?
That was
Wait,
the
wait. I'm trying to.
2016.
Yeah, I was trying to think of what year it was. 2016. Oh man. Oh,
I
that was
think
like the prime for wrestling, right? 13 and 2016.
I think 2016, 2017 was like better for me personally, but we'll get into that like later on.
Also, yeah, speaking of 2017, he was tag partners with Seth Rollins, and he was not one, but two-time Raw Tag Team Champ, which pretty freaking incredible, you know? Wasn't he Grand Slam champ or something like that? Like he won all the titles? Oh, did I lose you? Yeah, I think I lost you. Sorry, I'll keep going. So,
Oh,
yeah. Oh, there you are. Hi.
hi.
Okay. So, was he Grand Slam champ at all? Did he have a run with the Intercontinental title as well?
Yeah, he had 3 times.
Oh shit. Okay, I forgot to write that down. My bad. Oh, actually, I did write it down. It's just some really
Yeah,
small print.
yeah, yeah. He was a 3-time Intercontinental Champion and had a very good feud with The Miz too.
Oh, great. I hate the Miz.
I mean,
But
Miz can bring up anybody. Let's be honest.
that's true. Now, not only did he feud with the Miz, but he also had a feud with Seth Rollins in 2014 after the Shield had disbanded because Seth Rollins turned heel and hit both Shield members in the back, with the chair, causing Ambrose to literally go ballistic and go psycho and go lunatic fringe Dean Ambrose. So yeah, that feud was amazing, honest to
Yeah,
God.
yeah, that was like the best feud of the year.
I was like, what, 12 years old when that happened? And I remember it pretty
Uh,
well. So
you would have been 12.
yeah, I remember that feud so well. Like, oh my God. not only did he have a feud with Seth, but he's also had quite a rivalry with Jericho too in WWE.
Yeah, that was like 2016.
2016, yeah. He also had a feud with Bray Wyatt, which we all probably pretty much remember that bullshit. Oh my god. And
And
then he
then
had a
his
feud with AJ Styles as well, which I do remember that one in particular. Um, didn't he
yeah,
take the title
because
off of Ambrose?
yeah, he took the title off of Ambrose at Backlash.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shoot. Who else did he have a rivalry with? Like, do you remember?
I know Miz. Um, oh well, the infamous one with Rollins again. Um, I guess with WWE Creative. I guess I
Pretty
don't know.
much. Now,
Um,
we'll call him Dean Ambrose for this because it's WWE. He left, was it like what, 2018, 2019 he left?
it was like 2019 because it was like around the time when AEW was about to start.
Yeah, he let his contract run out with WWE after, I think, what, WrestleMania? He was done.
Hmm.
So he left, and then he went over to AEW as John Moxley. Now, before we get to that, I'm just gonna, wrap up the Dean Ambrose thing. Now, Dean Ambrose was kind of like that persona, I guess, holds a special place in my heart because it's like one of the most memorable things in my childhood. From like the age of like 12 to like 15, I was watching Ambrose, and I had like a wrestling crush on him, I guess we'll call it. He was like one of my favorite wrestlers in that when I was like, that age, like 12, 13. I
Hmm.
was obsessed with him. I still like him up to this day. Like he's like one of my favorite people. Um, but yeah, I hold a special place in my heart because I've watched Jonathan Good wrestle from like 2012 all the way till now. Like I've seen him progress and grow and stuff, and it's amazing, honestly, how much he's grown, how much he's learned in wrestling, and how popular he is. How over he is with the crowd and stuff like that.
And yeah, like he's a huge promo machine too.
Oh yes, especially when he came back from rehab with during his time in AEW, which he's still there, obviously. So let's actually get into that. So John Moxley, what year did he debut? Was it 2019?
2019 at Double or Nothing.
Okay, yep. He debuted in 2019 as John Moxley in AEW, but he's also wrestled for other companies like New Japan, GCW, right?
Yep.
He was
GCW.
one world champ.
And he's still the world champ.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Goddamn.
I think. Well, wait. I think he's. I think he's still the champ now because, like, I think he won off Matt Cardona, and everybody hates Matt Cardona. So, so
So he is one-time GCW champ. He's also a CZW world champ, which
yeah,
I don't.
that was back in like 05,
Oh
06.
wow. Okay, so he was John Moxley before WWE days. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. This is like way before.
Yeah, I wasn't into wrestling like fully yet. I was too young.
Um,
He's also two-time IWGP US champ. Has he ever been world champ?
no, he has not.
Really?
Mm-mm.
That is a shocker.
I think it's just because like he didn't want to do the Japan schedule and then try to go back to America and then go back to Japan and all that stuff.
Right. I get
So
that.
I don't blame him.
So he's two-time IWGP US champ. He is one-time AEW world champ. He beat Jericho at Revolution 2020. I remember that. I was so stoked that he beat Jericho because, like, after all this time, finally John Moxley is getting treated right somewhere in a company.
Yeah.
And he had a really solid run. He carried us through the pandemic, which that's like the hardest thing you can do, honestly. Like, he's a true champ. So
Like a lot of people did, to be honest.
when it comes to the world title, Moxley carried us.
Moxley did, yeah.
He was our pandemic champ, I guess we could call him.
Pandemic Jim, what a name.
But yeah, because I started watching AEW was like the of 2020, but like I knew about Moxley beating Jericho Revolution. I knew about that already.
Mhm.
really get into AEW until like the summer of 2020 when like Orange Cassidy came into the picture with like
Oh, here
Jericho and
we go.
shit. Oh yeah, speaking of Jericho, Moxley had a feud with Jericho as well, and still does up to this day in AEW. Not only with the Inner Circle, but with
JAS.
Jericho Appreciation Society. Like he's still going at it with Jericho. Geez, he's got history with Jericho. Like wow.
Yeah. Um. A little backstory with CZW.
Yeah.
So John Moxley, like he teamed up with Sam Callahan in CZW, and I think they were tag champs as well. I believe. I don't know. But John Moxley's promos back then in CZW were as top notch as they are now.
Like
Like,
Samoa Joe levels.
yeah, like Samoa Joe levels. Yeah, it was just
I'd
like,
like to see John Moxley versus Samoa Joe, like in a
I
heartbeat.
mean, won't we all? You
Oh,
know?
that's like a dream match right there. Like Moxley versus Joe. Oh, man. Tony
Like
Khan, make it happen right now. Make it happen.
in 9 days. No, I was kidding. Um, but like a lot of people they'll put like they'll put Moxley, Joe, MJF, Punk, Kingston. They'll put a lot of top talkers in their like top 5 or top 10 lists,
Yeah.
and Mox is up there. Of course he is.
Oh
So I
yeah.
mean, but not to sidetrack or anything,
Yeah.
but he has teamed with Eddie Kingston before, and um, did they have a tag name?
I have
A tag
no idea. I know they feuded too, which is like
Yeah, they
insane to think
feuded,
about.
which I mean, it was okay, but it
The
wasn't like
promo though, the fucking promo
well,
Moxley
yeah,
did
okay.
with Kingston.
The promo had built the feud, but it's just like the match was just like kind of lackluster, I guess.
The promo was so good. Like he was talking about Eddie's past and shit.
I think like if you tell Eddie like, "Hey, we're gonna be talking about your past," he's like, "Go for it," just like, all right.
I can really hear Eddie Kingston's voice like, go for it. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. Oh man. Yeah, honestly,
And
I love his work with Eddie Kingston, whether it's feuding or tag team. Like they just work really, really well together.
now Moxley's with Brian and Will Yuta and
Yuta.
William Reeves of the BBC or
Yeah,
BCC. I'm sorry.
Blackpool Combat Club. Hell yeah. It's honestly
Yeah.
they honestly fit good together. Honestly, like it's
What?
good to see Will Yuta getting a push finally.
Yeah. Really.
For real though, and like we got William Regal of all people managing this group. Like you can't get any better than that.
And plus, Reeves and had mentored Moxley and Danielson.
Yeah, and now you can mentor Yuta, and like I'd like to see Dante Martin get in there.
Ooh.
Get a
Ooh.
high flyer in there.
Ooh. Oh, you're pulling my heartstrings.
That'd be good. Like get him in there. Like he'd fit perfect because he's like a high flyer. Like you'd have your
Mm,
roughhouse, you'd have like your technical wrestler, you'd have like your brawler, which is Moxley. You have your high flyer.
perfect. Perfect.
Freaking perfect. But yeah, is there any other feuds that Moxley had with anybody that you could think of? Like Moxley, like not Ambrose.
Let's see. Well, Kenny, of course.
Oh yeah,
I
Omega.
think Mox and Kingston had a feud with the Bucks that led up to a pay-per-view
Oh
match.
yeah, the thing where they broke into their freaking camper or whatever, their trailer, and
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, what the fuck did he say?
yo, Bucks.
Oh, I can't remember, but there's something about his shoes, and he had like a baseball bat.
Yeah,
Uh,
like it's
oh
like
Jackson boys, the Jackson boys.
Joe Jackson boys.
Oh man, I love that feud. That was actually like the best thing ever. And he's like, bitch AF. That's like the most iconic line ever right there from Moxley. Bitch AF. It was so iconic they put it on a shirt. Oh man. Now I also, if I remember correctly, Moxley had a thing with Lance Archer.
Yes.
They put out some killer matches too. Honest to
Yeah.
God.
That transition from Japan to America actually too,
Oh jeez.
because that was over the U.S. title from New Japan.
Like I remember there was like a street fight. I think like Kenny Omega was involved, and there was like a Japanese guy involved. I think Moxley and Archer were partners for the match, and it was like Kenny Omega and like maybe Kenta, something like that. Maybe he was in there as well as like a 2-on-2, like tag team
Yes.
match, like a
Yes,
tornado
I
whatever
remember.
match. It was like a
I
street fight. Like Moxley hit somebody with a potato.
remember.
Like I can't
um,
remember when it was sometime last year, but man, that match was
yeah,
good.
that was like when Tony Khan was saying the forbidden door has been opened,
Opened.
and luckily enough, we're getting Moxley at the end of this month at
Versus
Forbidden Door,
Tanahashi. Yep.
which that match is gonna slap.
It's gonna slap harder than any belt that's been slapped on a kid by a parent in the USA.
Oh my God.
Anyways, so since we've kind of discussed both sides, good. Who's your pick, Dean Ambrose or John Moxley? I know the.
See, the thing is, like, I know John Moxley way more because of CZW and stuff,
Right.
but I know Dean Ambrose a little bit more, because I watched him like with his U.S. title run. He's like, I think he's kind of like he was like a longest reigning U.S. champ at
Yes.
that time too.
Yeah.
Um, God, if I had to, like, if somebody had asked me this, I would say actually John Moxley.
Okay. Solid point. Now for me, I really. Oh man, I should have thought this over. Dean Ambrose, like I told everybody here, he holds a special place in my heart because it was like my childhood right there from like the age of 12 to 16. I was watching him, had a crush on him, like just remembered everything, every little thing about him from like the backstage thing where they like the ALS challenge was a thing and he soaked Seth Rollins with ice water. He's like,
What? It's
what?
for
It's for
charity.
charity. And then he did the thing with the cookies. He freaking
Oh
threw a plate of
God.
cookies at Seth Rollins.
And he filled Seth Rollins's
The briefcase with
briefcase
the
of
slime.
wine.
Yes.
Like, see, like you've got to have a comedic side at some points, but it's like whenever he's on screen, like and doing his promos and stuff like that, as John Moxley's like he's super serious, but he could also play funny as well. That's
He's
how
like,
I
hey,
like
get
it.
that guy out of here. Go fuck yourself.
Go
Oh
fuck
man.
yourself.
So like Ambrose, like I remember him a lot more than I do with Moxley because it was like my childhood. It was like I took in a lot of shit from that time period of my life, and it kind of like carried me through some tough times. Ambrose was like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time at the time. Moxley, I love the way he's going right now with wrestling. He's like branching out and doing all these other promotions like New Japan and GCW when he can and whatnot, and AEW. Like I love that, he's doing all this. He's actually being treated well by these other companies, and he's showing his full potential, whether it comes to in the ring or outside the ring with promos and stuff like that. This is tough. Like, do I go in the aspects of my childhood and like what made my heart happy as a child, or do I go with the aspects of modern day John Moxley, like how he is now, how successful he is inside and outside the ring?
That's
I'm
up to you.
probably I'm probably gonna have to go with John Moxley. I'm probably gonna have to agree with you on this one, just mainly because of how far he's come since leaving WWE. I know WWE didn't make him happy towards the end. Um, like he's really gone places. Like he is freaking growing massive. He's got a massive, crowd
Fan
behind
base.
him, fan base. Yeah, and not only that, but he actually, recovered from an addiction, had to go to rehab and stuff. Like that is huge. That takes guts. That takes
And,
balls to go to.
and plus, like he spoke publicly about it too, in
Yeah.
front of a live crowd. And I remember the one infamous moment was like, "Get that fucking guy out of the fucking arena!" And he's just like, "This is."
He's like, hey, go fuck yourself. Get that guy out of here.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh man. So yeah, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. John Moxley is our, I guess, winner of this debate hour. What do you guys think? Are you guys a Dean Ambrose fan or are you guys a John Moxley fan? Let us know down in the comments below. We can have a little discussion about this. Or even go to our Reddit page and talk about it. Remember, if you go to the Reddit page, feel free to discuss anything about the episodes or even give us suggestions, you know. Just make sure you actually use the proper tag. I think there's like tags I put on there like for
Yeah,
like
there's
episode discussions and then like
yeah,
suggestions or feedback or complaints or whatever.
yeah.
Feel free to go to the Reddit and talk about any of our episodes with us because we will respond. So that concludes tonight's debate hour.
Or
Oh my god! Someday we're gonna get an editing thing in here where we can actually like edit sound effects and stuff. Eventually, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
We don't have the kind of money yet.
Yeah, we broke as fuck. Oh man. So, Dystro, you ready to hear about this
Yes.
Thursday's episode? I'm sure everybody's ready to hear about this Thursday's episode.
Oh.
I'm actually pretty excited for this one because I'm going to be are going to be discussing some underrated bands or artists we think you should check out. There are plenty of those artists and bands in this world that just don't get the recognition they deserve. And I've heard several, and I mean several of these artists or groups on the radio. And as you guys may know, I listen to a Canadian radio station because Montreal is like 3 hours away from me. So I get the Montreal rock station known as Shome 97.7. Upstate New Yorkers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So most of these groups I'm going to be naming off in this next episode are going to be Canadian. There might be a few outsiders, but they're really good. Trust me when I say this. And I'd recommend anybody. In my opinion, I find them underrated, especially in the States. I don't know about Canada. They probably get more popularity over there. But in the States, I would definitely recommend these groups that I'm going to discuss. And I'm sure you're going to have your own 2 days show.
Yes. Now, are we doing top 10?
No, just on the fly, just
random
talking about
off?
groups. Yep, just talking
All right,
about groups, talking about songs they've produced, where they originate from, that kind of thing. So,
Well,
if you
I'm
guys
gonna
are
be
looking
using
for
my
new
butt.
music, if you guys are looking for new music, new artists, new bands to check out, please be sure to check out this Thursday's episode where we'll be discussing any of these underrated bands or artists. And there's quite a few of them on my list because, like I said, I listen to the radio every day. I hear new music every day. So it's good to hear all
Same
this
here.
and get it out to the public, you know.
We need the people to know.
And everybody deserves some more music nowadays, you know. Like you can't ever have like enough music.
Yep, that's true.
Anyway, so that concludes tonight's episode. If you guys stuck around to the very end, as usual, we greatly appreciate your support. Be sure to follow us on our social media accounts just by clicking the Linktree link in the description below. They're all there for you. TikTok, Twitter, Reddit, whatever else I put there. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you guys this Thursday. Bye-bye.
Later.